people who are evil hate to be exposed. When you finally figure out their game, they'll mix up their strategies in ways that will shock you. But what if you could counteract their manipulations with the clarity and fortitude of Stoic philosophy? With timeless advice from Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, we'll look at the 7 things evil people do when they know you know. Keep your inner peace unaffected by poison. Reclaim your power by staying till the end. Number 1. Denial and gaslighting. The first thing that they will do is deny everything, including every wrong, every lie, and every betrayal that has occurred. Even worse, they will cause you to question your reality by using gaslighting techniques. Suddenly, the story takes a different turn. Are you certain that you understood what I said? For example, you are being overly sensitive. Self-doubt is the target of this strategy. Epictetus, on the other hand, believes that people are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. Continue to be steadfast in your understanding of the truth. Do some serious introspection, keep a log of your thoughts, and resist the need to allow their denials shake your sense of reality. There is a weapon known as gaslighting that takes advantage of your vulnerability by transforming your strength, which is your awareness, into a perceived weakness. It is not enough for them to simply dispute the facts when you confront them with it. They will also make you feel as though you are the source of the problem. Their response could be anything along the lines of, "I don't know what you're talking about," or "You're imagining things." The objective is straightforward: to cause you to have doubts about your own knowledge and to pull away from a position of clarity. Epictetus highlighted the need of having control over one's mind and taught that the only thing that one can genuinely control is their perspective. In the event that someone speaks negatively about you, you should not defend yourself against the accusations. Rather, you should respond by saying, "You obviously do not know about my other shortcomings, or else you would have highlighted those as well." We should refrain from reacting defensively, as this humorous yet important lesson advises us to do. Maintain your focus on the truth. Rather than wasting energy trying to disprove their lies, you should concentrate on strengthening your own inner fortitude. If you find that you are being gaslighted, it is important to take a step back and examine the situation. Exactly what took place should be written down. The act of writing in a journal not only helps to clarify the sequence of events, but it also helps to ground you in your reality. In the event that you compare your written story with their words, you will be able to identify the holes in their narrative. Remember this fact at all times. The only time gaslighting is effective is when you allow yourself to become self-conscious. Have faith in the evidence that is in front of you, and have faith in the soundness of your judgment. Number 2. Character assassination. A calculated move is character assassination. When wicked people comprehend that they are unable to have direct control over you, they attempt to exert influence over how other people view you. You may expect them to spread rumors behind your back, exaggerate your shortcomings, and fabricate lies that are so persuasive that even people who are closest to you would be hesitant to believe them. Simply put, they want to cut you off from the rest of the world and make you question your own value. Stoicism, on the other hand, shines as a guiding light in cases like these. It is via Marcus Aurelius that we learn to concentrate on what is actually important, our character. As he puts it in his writing, "If it is not right, do not do it. If that is not true, then make sure not to say it." All of these words serve to remind us that honesty is our most powerful weapon. Let the acts you take speak more loudly than the slander others use. When they are unable to persuade you, they will focus on how other people perceive you. For the sake of protecting their own reputation, they will fabricate stories, propagate rumors, and ruin your reputation. The way they intend to silence you is by causing others to have doubts about you before you even get a chance to speak. The profound response that Marcus Aurelius provides is as follows. Do not waste any more time arguing about what a good person ought to be. The phrase, be one. Don't let their charges distract you from your own actions. The truth will eventually become apparent to those who are willing to look for it. As soon as you find out that someone is smearing your reputation, it is normal to have feelings of rage or betrayal. However, it is important to keep in mind the words of Seneca, who said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Validation, control, or power are all things that the person who is attacking you craves. By participating in their play, you are not satisfying their hunger. However, you should react with dignity, or you should not respond at all. Establish a rock-solid foundation of trust with the people who know you the best. Real relationships do not fall apart when false allegations are made against them. Rather, they persist when both parties are genuine and appreciate one another. Eventually, the truth will emerge, and the lies that the manipulator has been telling will be exposed. Remember this notion whenever you find yourself in a state of uncertainty. You are not responsible for how other people see you. You are only responsible for how you conduct yourself. Find serenity even in the midst of the storm if you allow your behavior to represent the ideals that you hold important. Number 3. Isolation tactics. Those that are evil are aware that strength comes in numbers. Therefore, they will make efforts to isolate you from your allies. They are going to plant seeds of uncertainty in your relationships, whisper lies to you, and make you feel isolated. Isolation is one of their methods for making you less determined. It is important to remember that Seneca advised us to associate with those who will make a better man of you. Be sure to safeguard the people you trust. Maintain tight relationships with people who place a high value on honesty, and do not allow a manipulator to put a breach between you and the people who provide you with support. One of a manipulator's most cunning tactics is isolation. In situations when they are unable to exert direct influence over you, they endeavor to cut off your ties with other people. I don't know if you can trust them, or they've been acting strange lately, are examples of statements that they might use to quietly put doubts in the minds of your pals. These minuscule seeds of uncertainty have the potential to develop into full-blown mistrust if they are not addressed and dealt with. As Seneca puts it, we are waves of the same sea, leaves of the same tree, flowers of the same garden. This is a very sensible piece of advice. Because they are founded on honesty and mutual respect, genuine partnerships are able to withstand even the most devious manipulations. Determine who your actual allies are, those that support you and encourage you, rather than those who try to bring you down. If you are experiencing feelings of loneliness, you should engage in Stoic practices in order to bring yourself down to earth. Take some time to think about the things that are important to you and the qualities that you consider to be important in your relationships. Those individuals who have demonstrated their faithfulness and generosity over the course of time should have their names written down. Instead of trying to defend yourself against rumors, you should try to improve your connection with them by reaching out to them personally. Conversations that are honest have the potential to repair the damage that was caused by whispers that were dishonest. It is important to keep in mind that evil people thrive on causing divisions. You should not allow their schemes to chip away at your self-assurance or your connections. It is important to maintain the integrity of your support system by encouraging open communication and avoiding getting involved in trivial matters. Number 4. Love bombing. In the event that all other methods have been exhausted, they may attempt to re-engage you by using love bombing. Abruptly, they become kind, generous, and sensitive to their surroundings. It's almost as if the person you used to love and respect has returned. However, do not be misled. This is a strategic maneuver to recover control of the situation. It is important to remember that Epictetus cautions, when someone acts contrary to your expectations, do not be disturbed. The question you should ask yourself is, what natural law does this violate? The sudden friendliness they show is not real. Rather, it is an act of manipulation. Keep your limits in place and acknowledge it for what it is. One of the most deceiving strategies that individuals who are bad do is love bombing. After the tactics they have been using have been exposed and other strategies have been unsuccessful, they resort to overwhelming affection. Suddenly, they may exhibit an interest in your well-being, lavish you with compliments, or provide gifts that you did not expect. Be mindful that this is not about you. Rather, it is about reclaiming control of the situation. At first, it may appear as though they have started a new chapter in their lives. Epictetus's sage advice prompts us to question whether or not something appears to be out of place. Inquire within yourself, why now? What is it that they really want to accomplish? It is not about making amends. Rather, they are attempting to rebalance the power dynamic in their favor by their actions. The intensity of love bombing is a defining characteristic of the behavior. It is excessive, it occurs too quickly, and it is always conditional. If you choose to push back, it is possible that their generosity will vanish just as soon as it appeared. The evidence presented here demonstrates that the attachment was not genuine, but rather a tactic to acquire your trust and acquiescence. The Stoic philosophy instills in us the importance of maintaining moderation and stability in our interpersonal relationships. Instead of being excessive or conditional, genuine benevolence is consistent, supporting, and founded on mutual respect for one another. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let this be your goal in life." Be careful not to let the intensity of their love bombing impair your judgment during this time. Observe their actions with a critical eye while maintaining your commitment to your core beliefs. It is important to establish clear boundaries and to adhere to them. Since they are behaving in a pleasant manner, you do not owe them your forgiveness or your trust. When trust is shattered, it must be re-established gradually and with sincerity. It cannot be re-established with great gestures. In the event that you have ever been subjected to this strategy, you are aware of how challenging it may be to resist. To acquire further resources that will assist you in safeguarding your tranquility and honing your instincts, click the subscribe button and become a member of a community that is committed to handling the obstacles that life presents with wisdom and fortitude. Number 5. Playing the victim. One of the most cunning strategies that evil individuals do when they are aware that they have been exposed is playing the victim. They attempt to manipulate the feelings of others and divert attention away from their own wrongdoings by portraying themselves as the victim of the emotional distress that they have caused. All of a sudden, their acts are justifiable because they were simply reacting to how unfairly they had been treated. The words, "I'm the one suffering here," or "no one understands me," are heard from their mouths. It is a strategy that takes use of the natural human desire to feel compassion for those who are suffering. The teachings of Seneca, on the other hand, state that it is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence. Try not to become caught up in their story of events. Take a step back and evaluate the matter in a rational manner instead. Is there anyone who stands to benefit from this new plotline? They have the ability to change the course of events, which is one of the most manipulative strategies. All of a sudden, they find themselves maligned, misunderstood, and the victim. In order to avoid taking responsibility and to garner sympathy, this is a cunning strategy. One of the wise words of Marcus Aurelius is that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Refrain from lowering yourself to their level or participating in their antics. Rather than that, you should keep your cool and concentrate on your credibility. The purpose of their victim act is to create a situation in which you will react, either defensively or emotionally. It is important to keep in mind the words of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Recognize this, and you will discover the strength you need. Keep your cool, concentrate on the facts, and refuse to get involved in the drama that they are creating. Instead of defending yourself when other people are seduced by their pity party, you should avoid the impulse too. The truth does not require continual justification. Rather, it exposes itself over the course of time. Integrity should be embodied instead, and you should let your actions to speak for myself. According to Epictetus, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In other words, if you want to change. Sometimes the price of serenity is paying for the privilege of letting other people to believe the worst of you. Number 6. Complete disappearance. There is a possibility that they will completely disappear once they understand that they have lost control. Be careful, because this may feel like a relief. It is not always a surrender, but rather a retreat that this is. It's possible that they will reappear at a later time, armed with new strategies. Don't explain your philosophy. Epictetus advises a wise man, it should be embodied. Be on the lookout, and do not allow your lack of awareness to cause you to get complacent. Always remember to put the qualities of self-awareness and resilience into practice. When they recognize that they are no longer able to exert control over you and all of their strategies fail, some manipulators may decide to completely vanish from your life. In the beginning, this may feel like a burst of fresh air, a moment of tranquility and relief. It is important to keep in mind that their disappearance does not necessarily indicate a surrender. In most cases, it is a well-planned retreat. Taking a step back, regrouping and waiting for the appropriate opportunity to reappear with fresh manipulative strategies could be the next move they take. For situations like this, the advice of Epictetus is absolutely appropriate. Don't explain your philosophy. It should be embodied, not wasting your time attempting to figure them out or anticipate their next move is the straightforward interpretation of this. Rather than that, hold fast to your own principles. Continue to raise your level of self-awareness Cultivate your inner serenity and live your life in accordance with your principles. The fact that they are not present does not indicate that the threat has been eliminated. Rather, it indicates that they are reworking their plan in preparation for a subsequent effort. The Stoic virtues of resiliency, patience, and attentiveness should be continued under development. Your ability to recognize the warning signs of manipulation has improved. If there is no sound, you can be led to believe that the conflict has been resolved. Always be on the lookout, never compromise your honesty, and never stop living according to your values. It will become clear to you that their attempts to exert control over you are nothing more than transitory distractions in the end. As long as you are grounded in wisdom and power, your serenity and clarity will remain constant. Negative individuals live on deception, control, and manipulation of others. As Stoicism teaches us, however, our power lies not in their actions, but in how we respond to them. You may save your peace of mind and become more resilient in the face of misfortune if you are able to recognize these 7 behaviors and ground yourself in wisdom. Number 7. Escalating aggression. Their last-ditch effort to reclaim dominance involves escalating aggression. At the point where all previous strategies have been unsuccessful, they abandon the illusion and allow their anger to take the spotlight. In some instances, this aggressiveness may take the shape of threats or acts of physical intimidation. It may also take the form of harsh words that are intended to bring you down, emotional outbursts that are intended to make you feel uneasy. Their objective is quite clear: to make you feel insignificant, impotent, and overpowered to the point where you cannot maintain your ground. The greatest remedy for anger is delay, Seneca said, and his advice is extremely helpful in situations like this. The first thing that may come to mind when confronted with aggressive behavior is to respond by fighting fire with fire. However, doing so will just add gasoline to the fire and provide them with exactly what they are looking for: power over your expressions of emotion. Take a step back, focus on maintaining your composure, and take a few deep breaths during this time. When they have exhausted all other options, they may resort to lash out, either verbally, emotionally, or even physically. Do they have a goal for the purpose of intimidating you into surrender? In this particular instance, their actual colors are most readily apparent. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it, Seneca warns us. Anger is a powerful emotion. Avoid reacting to their aggressive behavior by not allowing it to provoke you. Maintain composure, make a note of their actions, and look for assistance if you feel you need it. You are the source of your own power. Stoic wisdom instructs us to respond rather than react to situations. It was written by Marcus Aurelius that you always have the option of having no opinion to begin with. When it comes to matters that are beyond your control, there is never a time to get stirred up or stir up your emotions. You are not to blame for their wrath. Rather, it is a mirror of the turmoil that exists within them. It is important to acknowledge that it is a strategy and not a truth, and you should not allow it to disrupt your tranquility. Do not be afraid to defend yourself in the event that the level of aggression begins to develop to a dangerous level. Save any texts you receive from them. Make a record of any occurrences that occur, and if required, seek the assistance of a professional or legal counsel. There is no room for negotiation regarding your physical and mental well-being. It is important to keep in mind that aggression is their last resort because they have exhausted all other possibilities. By revealing their strategies and refusing to give in to deception, you have already won the war internally. You must maintain your composure, remain firmly entrenched in your truth, and be aware that a tree with deep roots cannot be shaken by their storm. If you found this video to be enlightening, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could benefit from hearing its message. Please share your experiences with any of these strategies in the comment section below. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe, of course. A stronghold of inner fortitude is being constructed by us all together. Watch out for us in the next video.
Have time to doubt yourself or be afraid. The present moment is a chance to construct, grow, and change. This is the last kill. When you know the truth, the weak part of you dies. Time is short, and now is your time. That weak side of you, he is yelling right now, needing to stay alive. But you don't hear me. You now know that he was never there to protect you. He was just putting off your greatness. Every day, you can either take a step toward growth or a step back toward safety. The man you see in the mirror is ready for you to make a choice. Don't let the strong part of you die in your dreams. Today, let the weak one die so that the real one can finally rise. Keep going up. That part of you is what the world needs.